Hello, everyone. We're so excited that you're here. We're just going to wait while people filter in, but we wanted to see where everyone is, where they're located. If you want to drop that in the chat, if you don't mind.
Yes. Where's everyone from? Let's see if I can. Do I need to turn the chat on here? Probably.
Yes. We're from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and we are just so glad that you're here with us on your Wednesday evening. We know it's a little late, but we're so excited for everyone to talk to everyone.
Yes. I want to see live chat. There we go. Can everyone see this? Can you can you type in the chat if everyone can see this? Hopefully.
And we're just going to wait a few minutes before we get
Awesome.
started.
Thank you,
Perfect.
McKenna. Thank you. Thank you.
Do you want to put
Appreciate
that
it.
on the presentation?
Yes, I do. Thank you for reminding me. Dude, we're so excited for this one.
Yes.
Okay.
And everyone got their workbook, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. Let's give it like 1 or 2 more minutes and then we'll start.
Yes. Did anyone put where they were from?
Yeah, where's everyone from?
We want to hear.
We want to hear from you. Okay.
Okay, while people are still entering, we always love to start our master classes in hey, Megan from small town Indiana.
Nice.
We're both from small towns too, so
yeah, Chicago. Cool.
Awesome. We love to start our master classes by stating what you are grateful, one thing that you're grateful for. This really opens your mind to accept knowledge, and we are going to be going through a lot of things that you'll be implementing in your business tomorrow. Yep. So let's just start the night off right and just put one thing that you're grateful for in the chat box. We're just really grateful for you guys here.
Yeah, we're grateful that everyone showed up and is joining this.
Yes.
Do you have your phone on just in case someone tries to? Yeah. Yes, so we're grateful for everyone here, and Erica from Ocean County. Cool. I know you, Erica.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get.
I want to see. So it's a little bit delayed. So I want to see them come in with what they're grateful for.
Okay, perfect.
Someone's got to be grateful for something out there.
Yes.
Come on, I know someone's grateful for something. Okay, well, I guess let's just get started. So this is...
Oh, thank you, Erica. Grateful for teaching our community. And Megan, your business is thriving after being open for 1 year.
That is awesome. Congratulations, Megan.
And Erica.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Always showing up.
Yes,
appreciate it.
Love that. Grateful to be in a position where I can grow more. That's amazing. I love that.
Love it, Hannah. Cool.
We have 2 screens, so if you guys see me drifting off, that's why.
Yeah, we have to moderate. We have to moderate this one over here to make sure everything's coming through. Okay, so
yes. Okay, let's jump in. I know it's your evening off, and we just want to make sure that you get the most value out of this.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and look to see what we're gonna go over tonight.
Yes.
Oh, one more grateful for having the clientele that supports me my first year being in my salon suite. Hell yeah. I can't wait to see what's next year that has in store. That's amazing.
Love it, Diana. And then we've had a few more people come in. If you can say where you're from and what you're grateful for, that would be awesome. We'd appreciate it. We just want to know who all's here and who all we're talking to.
Yeah, so the overview for tonight, we're just going to do a little introduction about us and why we're here, our biggest why. And then secondly, we're going to go over an easy way to track your business expenses. And then I really want to jump into understanding your profit margin behind your services. And we're going to go over one example that one of my services, sorry, I can't talk. It's been a crazy day. My services and what I'm truly making. And then how to increase your prices slowly and having those transparent conversations with your clients.
Yep, definitely. Cool. So our why we are here. Whoops. Oh, did we do this already?
No.
No. Okay. After you, babe.
So a little bit about us. If you don't know us, we are married. My name is Megan Skaggs, and this is my husband, Brad Skaggs. And I am still behind the chair. And we've been married for 5 years.
Have 2 cute fur babies and a cat. So we don't have any kids right now, but that's still a handful for us. So they're definitely a lot of work. But and we're also real estate investors, stock investors. We own 50 plus apartments in Oklahoma City. So we really, with Megan working behind the chair, we own Beauty of Wealth, and then the real estate and stuff that we own, that really keeps us really busy full time. So, but we definitely didn't start there, did we?
No, we were really, and I was so burnt out and stressed behind the chair. We were 6 figures in debt, really had no plan or vision, and just nothing planned for the future. And I was so burnt out, just feeling like I needed to get every client in to try to pay off our debt and all these different things. And I just was feeling so burnt out. And we want to make sure that no one else feels that way. And that's why we are here. And that's our why. We believe that the beauty of dreams beyond the chair. Mm-hmm. If you are the person who wants to take control of your finances in your life, we want to show you not only how to be successful in the salon, but in your personal life as well. You are the business owner of your business and your life, and your beauty business really funds your lifestyle. Yep. And that's why we work so hard. And so just, you know how to make money. We are just here to kind of tweak it a little bit. So exactly.
So that's a little bit about us and why we're here. Before we jump into the first topic, we have a question. And that question is, if you could please put in the chat, how are you currently tracking your income and expenses? Is it like through a spreadsheet, an app, or something else?
Yeah, we just want to hear from you. There's no wrong answer. There's truly no wrong answer. We just want to hear from you guys and what you guys do, what have you found easy, and we're going to show you what has really helped us and made it easy for us.
Yeah.
And there's no wrong answer.
Gloss Genius, okay.
Gloss Genius. I've heard so many great things about Gloss Genius. And Diana, are you able to use, are you in a salon, or do you have that just for yourself separately? And do you pay for that? Just yourself? Oh, yeah. A lot of Gloss Geniuses.
A lot of Gloss Genius. Cool. So yeah, I'm curious, like, are you a suite owner or, okay, myself?
Just self, okay.
Okay, cool. So if you're in like a big salon, correct me if I'm wrong, if you're with 20 other people in the salon, you can't use Gloss Genius, right?
No, you can. Okay. I can use, so I am a booth renter in a salon that provides Vagaro, so I don't pay for it myself, but I have been hearing so many great things about Gloss Genius for these reasons. And Megan's gonna switch to Gloss Genius. You can separate it. Oh, wow. Okay, awesome.
Yep, you can separate it by employees. Okay, cool. So that's good to know.
That's really good to know. Okay. A lot of people are using to Gloss Genius. Okay. Awesome. Cool. Well, we're going to show you a few different ways. So tracking your income and expenses, you can use Excel. Mm-hmm. This is a way, but sometimes I'm not going to lie, like it's hard to be consistent with a spreadsheet. After long days, it's tough for me to really want to do that.
Yeah. Keeping up with it long term, that would be really hard going through Excel.
Yeah, especially during your busy times where it's like, I am not gonna do that. Right. Also, there's the shoebox method, throwing all your receipts in a shoebox and going through them every month. I've seen a lot of people, I'm older, so a lot of us would throw all of our receipts at the bottom of our locker.
Yeah.
But that's again time consuming, and I'm just
trying to stick with that's gonna be tough, right?
Tough.
And you're gonna lose some stuff, right? So
what has worked for the best for us is QuickBooks Self-Employed, is really connecting your business accounts to help keep you organized. And this way you can share your QuickBooks with your accountant. So you are keeping track of your quarterly and your estimated taxes.
Yep.
So everyone's just on the same page. And so that has really worked well for us. And we kind of wanted to go through and show you my QuickBooks behind the chair.
Yep. But obviously Glass Genius would be great. It's the same principle where you sync your bank accounts to, I'm assuming you sync your bank account to Glass Genius.
Yes.
And you track your income and expenses that way. So it's sort of the same principle. So whether it's QuickBooks Self-Employed or whether it's, some kind of a tracking app, that's definitely, I think, long-term the best way. And you're going to make sure you capture everything.
Yes. And Gloss Genius, I know I've looked at it. So this is going to be like the very similar to QuickBooks Self-Employed. It's just categorizing, and we're going to go ahead and categorize a few things with you guys.
Yeah. So without further ado, let me stop. I don't want to end the stream. I would cry. Share screen. 1 second, guys. Sorry. Okay, window. There we go.
Okay, so this is my QuickBooks Self-Employed, and just like Gloss Genius, it's going to say your business income and your spending as well. And the nice thing I like about it is this does have your taxes up here, what you're estimated going to be doing.
Mm-hmm, exactly. So, and you can use this as an estimator. You can use, making sure that you look at your tax return from the previous year. So also just speaking with your CPA on a regular basis to make sure you're making the proper amount of estimated quarterly taxes. So that's one good thing about using QuickBooks Self-Employed. All right. So I'm not sure if everyone is familiar. What?
Oh my gosh. Okay, Diana called me out. I literally told Brad to hide the Taco Bell because I'm a closet eater.
I thought I deleted it.
Okay, well but yes, I did get myself some Taco Bell.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
That is so funny. Okay, so don't judge it because this is really my books.
Oh my god, that's awesome. We just had this conversation. Okay.
Yeah.
So for those of you that are not familiar with QuickBooks Self-Employed or any kind of account like this, they all sort of function similarly. So you have on the home page, you have your profit and loss for this month right here. You can toggle, you can look at the last 3 months, you can look at this year, and same thing with expenses. So this is sort of like a easy way to look at everything.
This is making sure you're sticking to your goals. Like I know we talk about a lot of making sure that you're sticking to short-term goals, but this can make sure like, okay, what do I need to make this month to catch up?
Yep.
All those things. So
exactly.
Just make sure that you're keeping on track for you.
Yep. 100%. And you also have like right here, it says 20 transactions that need to be reviewed. We haven't reviewed them in a while because we wanted to leave some stuff to review for this masterclass tonight. And there's also some things that haven't synced. So just for presentation purposes, we're going to go to transactions now. And we always like to go through these transactions, and then what's really cool about this is if you're not familiar, you can categorize the expenses. And that way at the end of the month, you can look at your profit and loss. You can see what you've made. You can see where you spent it and make sure, like Megan said, you're on track. And then also just being able to provide this to your CPA in a nice, beautiful format will be less expensive on you in the long run. And it just makes you feel like you're on top of your business. Like, you're on top of your books, and that's the best feeling in the world.
Yes. And this really does help make sure that you are using all the tax deductions to your benefit. You're not like, I went to Target, you did buy stuff for your suite, but you can't remember. You know exactly what you did for that.
100%. So let's go through some of these, and would like your help, Megan. So Canva, I know you use for like advertising and stuff, correct?
Yes.
So that's going to be a business expense, and we're going to put it under apps, software, and business services.
Yes.
Correct?
And then that creates a rule. So every time now that Canva moving forward, it will always categorize that in the software web apps and stuff and create that into the business. So your accountant will already know this was a business expense.
Exactly. And then the next one down, we have the mobile transfers. That's just a transfer. So you transfer that out of her business account into her profit account, which we can talk about that later. But so so that shows up as a transfer. And square here with it's a positive. So you'll notice that these have negatives. That's money going out. This one's a positive, the green. And we're going to hit that. We're going to hit business, and that's going to show as income. Okay. So now that's going to label that as income. And as we continue to go down.
Zendswipe was, they changed that's my booth rent.
Oh, that's booth rent. Okay. So we're going to hit business there. And so this is, like she just said, it's changed. So that's no longer apps and software. So we're going to put, is it rent? Rent and lease right here. Rent and lease buildings and land. All right. So now we can also add a rule. So hit add a rule. And then every time this description comes up, Zendswipe, we can add it as a rent and it will automatically do it. Whoops. Why is it doing that?
Megan Hair.
Megan Hair. There it goes. Okay. So yeah, rent and lease. And then you can hit save. And then every time that Zendswipe comes up, it's going to automatically put it under rent, which is for booth rent. So the more you do this and train it, the more it automatically does it for you. So this is definitely more of a long-term thing. So we'll go through a few more of these. We don't need to go through every one of them, but a mobile transfer, she's just transferring that to her profit account. So that's going to be labeled transfer.
Brad did me dirty on the TV.
On the TV?
TB.
Oh, TB. Yeah. TV. Okay. Uber, is that a personal or business?
That was personal.
Okay, so we're going to mark this as a personal expense. Venmo cash out is going to be business expense. It's income.
Mm-hmm.
And then mobile transfer. You get the idea. You can go through here, label all of these. And this was Uber Eats was like meals with clients.
That was
right?
meals with clients.
Okay.
Yes. So just to let you guys know, you guys can write off meals with clients. Don't get too crazy with it.
Yeah, don't be egregious with it. But if there's a few here and there, they're not going to hit you too hard. Okay.
But this is just like Gloss Genius. We just wanted to touch on keeping track of your income and expenses because this is so important to show to your accountant and just makes it so much easier for you in the long run.
Exactly. Square is going to show as income, mobile transfer. So you're kind of getting the picture of how all these look. So we don't need to go too much further. But all right, so let's just pretend we've done all of these now. Okay, I don't want to bore everyone going through them all. Where Megan and I really, really like to judge her weekly and monthly, I guess, goals and timelines. So we're at the homepage here.
And this has it on Gloss Genius as well. I know that because my esthetician uses Gloss Genius and she can keep track.
Yes. So, and then even here it says 16 transactions still left to review. So it just goes to show you we still need to do some more. But let's just pretend we've done them all, and let's run our report. So let's look at a profit and loss report. So we're gonna go to reports, profit and loss. We can look at year to date, or let's just look at this month so far. Let's hit view. And so I've got here Megan Skaggs Hair Company, LLC. It shows you the dates right here. And then it's got the business income of, let's say, of say 9,000. And then it's got all your expenses, advertising, commissions, materials and supplies. It lists them all.
So this really keeps track of like where is all my money going? This shows it. There's no lying because it's connected to your bank account for your business. Yeah. This is business only.
Yeah. So if you don't have your business and your personal separated, that's the first thing you need to do tomorrow is go separate your business account from your personal account. Because how do you know what is being spent for what? Because there's no way you're going to remember it at the end of the month or the end of the year when it comes time.
Yes.
All right. So basically you can pull these reports, do them every month. And if we wanted to say, hey, are we on track to hit our goal for the year? Let's say your goal is 100,000 net profit after you pay expenses. Are you on track to hit that? So you have total income of 110, and then you have all these expenses. So you can see Megan still needs to make net profit of $20,000 to hit her goals by the end of the year. So now she needs to go, okay, it's October. I have October, November, December. I have 3 months. I need to make $20,000. That's about what, about $7,000, $8,000 for the next 3 months to hit her goal. You just break it down like that. So we highly recommend using like a Gloss Genius or QuickBooks Self-Employed or any other like tracking app like this.
So this is a lot. Like you're like, okay, let's break this down. So this is really important. We know taxes are coming up. It's the end of the year. Start putting your transactions together because it's about to be busy season and you need to make sure that this is doing it for you, keeping up. So that way you're not stressed January 1st. But I wanted to jump in and really go over our profit per service.
Yes. So Hannah asked the question, and I think everyone can see the questions, I'm assuming. So would this show all of my transactions if I wanted to switch to this instead of Gloss? So if you switch to QuickBooks, I think it's called Solopreneur now instead of Self-Employed. They're switching over to Solopreneur. She's just grandfathered in. But yes, if you hook your bank account, your business bank account up to QuickBooks Solopreneur, it will do your past transactions.
Yes. And it will, like when you create the rule, it will do it. It says do it for the previous transactions. That way you don't have to go through the whole thing.
Yep, exactly.
Which is so nice.
Yeah, you can just to make sure it's done right. But it does become automated, which is cool.
Yeah, like Canva automatically goes through.
Yep, exactly. But you need to, I say that, but you need to still log on once a week at least and make sure that it's categorizing it correctly. Or sometimes like the bank account becomes disconnected and you have to go through and replace like a week or 2 or 3 that it wasn't connected, and you have to go through and just stay on top of it. Just even though it's automatic, stay on top of it still.
And there's an app, and literally the app is just like this, and you just click through. Like sometimes I'll do it while someone's processing. I'm like, oh, I'm done. Like, and I just kind of check to like see where I'm at, make sure I'm hitting my goals and all that stuff. So I hope that answers your question, but the app really, really, really makes it easy because sometimes I don't know why grabbing my computer after a long day, I just don't want to do it. Yeah. I don't know. It's so dumb, but I'll be the first one to admit that. But it will help you so much during tax time. Definitely.
Are there any questions about this before we jump into the next subject? I'd love to, if anyone has anything at all, please let me know.
We really want to, we're so excited to go over some formulas and make sure that you guys are learning your profit behind the services. So we want to make sure that we do have enough time for that. But before that, we wanted to ask about any questions.
Yep. I'm assuming there's going to be no questions, but this is just a really cool tool. So we highly recommend it.
And if you have questions, please DM us because we love this and everything. So
yes. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing. Do you have to keep any receipts? Yeah, Hannah, you can keep the physical receipts, or you can like put a Dropbox, or I think they even have something in here where you can keep track of the receipts.
Yeah, you can take a picture on your phone, I know, and put it in receipts.
Yes, you can. So you can keep track of them, Hannah, on here, or if you want, you can keep track of them like if I don't know if you've heard of Dropbox or Google Drive, like an electronic copy is perfectly fine. I think that would work for your tax purposes, or you can just print them off and stuff them somewhere.
Yeah.
But I know that if you put them in here, that'll work too.
Yeah.
Okay.
We forgot to mention too, because we were so excited, but when we are doing a giveaway at the end of the presentation, so definitely stay on. So excited. Yeah.
Yeah. Who doesn't want a free something, right? Okay. So let's go back to this. Sorry, I know it looks weird. I'm looking at a different screen. All right. Okay. So before we go into the next subject, we have a question we'd like to hear from everybody. Do you want to do this?
Yes.
Because this is your subject.
So this is a really personal question. If you don't know the answer to that, that's okay. But do you have any idea what percentage do you think you're actually making from a root touch-up?
Like profit percentage. Does everyone know their exact profit percentage they're making from a root touch-up?
just that one service, or if you have any idea of like your actually true profit behind that root touch up.
No, Megan. Okay, that's cool.
That's okay.
Fine.
There's no wrong answer. We're going to go over that tonight.
Yeah, we're going to do it tonight. We're going to know tonight. Shit. Nope. That's cool. We're about to figure it out. Yep.
Yeah. No clue. And that's why we're here. We hope you guys print out those workbooks because we want you guys to take notes along with us.
Yep. And we're seeing like more people pile in. So welcome. Thank you for joining us. We're about a little bit through. We just went through tracking your income and expenses. And don't worry, we can send out a replay if you missed the first beginning of it. But thank you for joining us. We're super excited. So let's see here. Nope.
Okay, so yes, I'm so excited to talk about this because I feel like this is something that is not taught to us in hair. I feel like they just want us, they're like, okay, there's gonna be so much money to be made, and we do make such great money. It's just really finding out where we're at percentage wise, because I know as a booth rent stylist, I want to make sure that I am making the most amount of profit when I am behind the chair, but realistic. And I really want everyone to get above that 60% profit margin, because if you are running your own business as a stylist, as a booth runner. So let's make sure that you are making more than a commission, because commission, they do everything for you, like the taxes and your color, everything. So let's make sure that since you are running your own business, you're staying that 60% profit.
Yep. 100%.
So these are my numbers. Like I said, I am still behind the chair and I love a root touch up. Okay. Everyone's like lived in with blondes. I do everything, but I love a root touch up. I have girls that come in every 3 to 4 weeks and I make such great money off of these. So I just wanted to do a little example of that. And everyone's numbers are going to be so different, but the formula will stay the same.
Now, is this part, are they going to have the workbook for this part?
I already said that, yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, follow along on your workbook and do your numbers if you can.
Yes, but if you don't have your numbers, that's okay, because you can go tomorrow, go to the beauty supply store and find out how much everything is costing you, but use this same formula. So like I said, everyone's going to be different because everyone uses different color lines. Developers, your booth rents are different. I'm sure California is different than Oklahoma booth rent. So put in your numbers for your formula. So let's all do mine though together. And then tomorrow you can change yours. I love Kenra color. I have a really, really resistant gray coverage. So they never fail. But so I use them for my gray touch-ups, and it is $8.32 for 2 ounces. Okay. I will be doing this formula in ounces. This is going to be the exact same formula in grams as ounces. So it's going to work for both. I also use 17 volume from Triconics. If you guys haven't heard of it, it's great because it's 20 minutes under heat for the full process time versus 45 minutes. And so it really saves me an extra 25 minutes in my booth rent and time. So let's jump into how much my color is for my root touch up. And if anyone has any questions at any point in time, please ask. Please let me know. Okay. Okay. So for that bottle of 17 volume of Triconics is $19.95 for 32 ounces. You need to get your developer cost and how many ounces or grams there are, and your color cost and how many grams or ounces there are. So Kenra is a 1-to-1 ratio, but this is my base pricing. So for my starting price, I'm going to do a 1.5 ounce of color and 1.5 ounce of developer. Now, this service does not include a gloss or a haircut or anything. So if you're adding those in your services, you need to find out how much that's going to cost you. This is just the base. Okay, we're going to start with the base of how much this service cost me. So at 2 ounces and $8.32, I'm going to take $8.32 and I'm going to divide that by 2 ounces, which is $4.16 per ounce in color. But I do 1.5 ounces of color. I just like to be safe. Some people have more hair than others. So I'm going to do $4.16 and I'm going to times that by 1.5 ounces. So I am spending $6.24 in color.
I know what you meant.
Does everyone get where I got that number for my color, my ounces?
Any questions about that at all?
Before I move forward. I know this is a lot of numbers.
I'd say after tax.
That is after tax.
After tax,
yes.
yeah. Good question though.
And I know Kenra does do and I know everyone does discounts at certain times. Like I know I got last month Kenra was on sale for $6 and something cents, but I keep it at the normal price because it doesn't stay that way.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Any other questions before we move on to the next part?
Is everyone able to follow along? Perfect.
All right.
Okay, so obviously we have to use the developer. So I'm going to find out how much my developer is. So for my bottle of 17 volume in Triconics is $19.95 for 32 ounces. Okay, with my 1-to-1 ratio, I'm going to need 1.5 ounces of developer. So I'm going to take $19.95 divided by 32, and that's going to be 62 cents
per ounce.
But I need 1.5 ounces. So I'm going to take 62 cents and I'm going to times that 1.5 ounces, and that's going to be 93 cents in developer. I know this seems so little, but this adds up so much. We have to include developer. Okay. I know you're like, it's just $1, but all these dollars add up.
It is. And even we talked about gloves earlier. Do we put gloves in here? Because doesn't it cost like 12 cents to do this service?
It costs 12 cents in gloves to do this service.
Obviously, we didn't put that on here because it's such a small number, but a box of gloves does add up.
Yeah, we put that in our course.
Yeah.
We didn't have time to put in all the details. But we have to include booth rent into your service price. Okay. So, and this is going to be so different for everyone. And I actually just moved salon. So my booth rent used to be $300 a week. You guys just saw it was $250. But I'm in Edmond, Oklahoma. So everyone's is going to be different. This is where you're going to get your Gloss Genius out or your Vergaro, any app, and see how many hours a week you are behind the chair, how many hours you are open. And that's how much that's how we're going to figure out how much it's costing you per hour to work that week. So for me, I have my books open 30 hours a week. I feel like that's fair for me. So for every hour, so I need to figure out how much it's going to cost me. So I'm going to take 300 and I'm going to divide that by 30. And that's going to be $10 per hour I work every hour.
Just to pay to be there.
Just to be there.
Yeah.
To pay to do my client service. So since it only takes me 20 minutes to process, I typically book this service for an hour and a half. And I am really fast. I've been doing hair for 15 years. So adjust accordingly for you guys. I do not have an assistant. So this is just me. I got to get my root touch up in and out. So I need to figure out how much that costs me for that service. So I'm going to take $10 times it by 1.5 hours, 1.5 hours. And that's $15 in booth rent that I'm paying to do my client. Everyone getting that, kind of following along? What are some typical booth rents in your guys' area?
So Hannah's asking, I'm still building my books. So would I just do what an average week is or my least amount of hours I work?
That's really a personal opinion. And your formula can change. I always tell people to look at your formula every quarter to really dial it down. Even though I am still 15 years behind the chair, I still do this every quarter because it changes. It just does. And life happens. So for me, I would say you should probably do the average amount of hours that you work.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
And that's the best way. So if you worked 15 hours one week and then you worked 20 hours the next week, 30 hours the next week, take an average about how many hours you work a week.
Diana says she pays $1,200 a month in Chicago suburbs.
Oh, it's not bad.
Okay. Cool. So if there's no other questions on this, let's add it all up.
Yes. So we're going to take all these numbers and, you just moved to a new area. Oh, Hannah, hi. So this is your first month. Okay. Yes.
Do you know Hannah?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Okay.
I'm so excited. It all like popped in my head. I do know that you just moved and that's hard. Really think about, I would start with like 15 hours a week, see where you get to. I know you want to be open all the time. It just really depends. Take an average of how many hours you do want to work for yourself, and kind of go like that. That would be the best way. It's so hard. I know you just moved and you're just getting into your groove of things, so that's a little harder. But I would say how many hours you do eventually want to work.
Cool. All right, let's move on to the add up.
Okay, so let's add everything up. Booth rent cost me $15. Color cost me $6.24. Developer cost me 93 cents. If you want to add the 12-cent gloves, go for it. It cost me $22.17 to perform the service on my clients. Now, again, this is my base pricing. This is what is included when they book the service. If they want to add a toner or haircut, or I need more bowls, I need to charge accordingly. And I know why, because it's going to eat at my profit.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see how much I'm making in this service. So I charge $135 for this service. And I know pricing is different everywhere, but this does not include a haircut or anything like that. It's just the root touch up and style. So I charge $135, and I'm going to minus my expenses. So $22.17. So my profit is going to be $112.83. Okay. That's pretty easy, but I am a weirdo and I love to figure out how much I'm making per hour. And I don't know why it's like this mental game. And so I'm going to take my profit and I'm going to divide that by how many hours I'm doing in the service. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to divide that by 1.5. And that's going to be $75.22 I'm making per hour when I'm performing this service. I like to stay in the $70 an hour take home for my service.
Your minimum $70 an hour, right?
My minimum is $70 an hour.
Okay.
That's where I like to be. But everyone is so different. So please.
Yeah, use your own.
Yes.
Whatever you want for yourself. What do you charge for a haircut?
I'm good. Went up to 80.
You went up to 80. Okay, so you're making 70 for every service, yes, at least. Okay.
Yes. So my profit for this service is how we figure this out. Is you're gonna take your profit, so $112.83, and I'm gonna divide that by how much I charge, and I'm in that 83% profit margin. Now, I am okay with these numbers. I'm okay with this profit. I'm okay with how much I make per hour, and I'm okay with this percentage. I'm okay with that. Now, everyone is so different. Some people may want more profit or may want to make more per hour, but remember, this is take home and not with your taxes. So just do how you want. And like I said, do what is the best for you and your family.
And it's a lot of it's going to factor on where you live and work, right? It's if you're doing this in LA or Vegas or a big city, or if you're in I think it was Diana that said Chicago, or it was someone different.
Diana is in Chicago.
Okay. But someone said they were in some small town.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways, so it just depends on where you're at and if the market will allow you to charge for all these things, but at least you know the numbers behind your service. And in that way, if you're adding extra, right, you can charge accordingly.
Yes. And it's just so important to really understand why you're charging what you're charging. I know so many people, and I was one that would charge off my neighbor, and let's not do that anymore. Now you guys have the real reasons why you're charging what you're charging, and you're not guessing.
Exactly. So you have this for every service, right? Every
I
service you
do.
have?
I do this for every service. The formula is the same for every service. And it's so important to know you have a service menu for your clients to pick out, know exactly what you're making. Like, I know that I am making what I'm taking home that day. And that helps us our personal budget, because I know what we can spend and
plan for.
Yeah. Because it just leaves the guessing game out the window.
Yeah, exactly. And then this actually leads in perfectly to our next topic.
Well, before we move on and having some conversations with clients in inflation, does anyone have any questions about these profits and your formulas and everything like that? Does this make sense? Was it helpful? We really want to hear from you guys.
$70 per hour is really good. Hopefully this was helpful. And
yeah, we really want this to be helpful. That way you guys can take this to your books tomorrow. Like, you guys should do this tomorrow. Go to the beauty supply store, get how much you're paying for your products, figure out how much you're taking home.
Cool. That's awesome, Diana.
Okay.
That is so amazing. Great, yes. Great.
We want to make sure this helps. Yes. I'm like, want you guys to be able to implement this tomorrow.
Yes. That leads us into the perfect segue into knowing your costs and numbers. Okay. Because there's this little word called inflation.
Yeah.
Go ahead, babe.
I feel like everyone has really been on edge since COVID, and we've all heard inflation. It's such a buzzword. Everyone, including our clients, are feeling this shift in our world drastically. And normally inflation is about 3% always every year, all over the board.
That's what not to bore anyone, but the Federal Reserve aims for 2.5% to 3% inflation every year.
Don't even get him started on this. He could get excited about it.
Yeah, definitely. So that's what the federal bank aims for. Okay. And sometimes though, things get out of control, like after a post-COVID surge where there's supply and demand issues and inflation shoots up almost to 10%, which we've all felt, especially over the past couple of years when inflation did hit 10%.
So it's some lessons that us older stylists have had is everyone after to hopefully like something like a pandemic doesn't happen again, but a recession will happen. Things happen in our world where people are you don't expect. But trust me, your products are going to go up and booth rent's going to go up, everything. So we need to make sure that you are raising your prices every single year. But before we did that, Brad wanted to give an example.
So I don't know if everyone has noticed, or you probably haven't noticed. That's the point. Coca-Cola in the 1920s was 5 cents, 10 cents a Coke, 5 cents a Coke. And they're so dialed into their expenses and their numbers. They typically go up a penny or two every year, no matter what, because they know their costs are going up and they know their costs. So Coke doesn't wait 5 years, 10 years, and then raise their price of a Coke $1, because we would all be like, man, I mean, we'd probably still buy it, but we would maybe look for buy less, or maybe go to tea or go to Joe's Cola. I don't know. But Coke is so good at just incrementally each year raising their prices. Okay. And that's like the best example. You need to treat your business, your corporation, like Coke treats their corporation.
But that 1 penny, like he missed it, but like the 1 penny that it sounds like, oh my gosh, who cares? They go up a penny. But that penny brings them 200 and how much?
It's 20 million a day, an extra penny by the volume of amount of Coke they sell. It brings them 20 million a day.
Like that 20 million that's crazy. So let's think about that in our business and why we're even bringing this up.
Oh, did you want to touch on if they raise their prices $10 at 4 clients?
I was going to do that right here. Yes.
Cool.
Thank you. So this was just a little graph actually Brad made, and we just felt like it was so helpful to
visualize.
Actually, this one's messed up. The partial highlight.
Okay.
Sorry about that, guys. But like I said, I've been doing hair a long time, and our partial highlights was $100, and that hurts me to say.
in 2016?
Yes. Okay. It's like a root touch-up was 55, a haircut was 35. And I'll be the first. You slowly raise your prices, $10, $5 here. And people kind of expect that, right? You're slowly raising your prices over time, keeping up with the times, your booth rent products, everyone goes up slowly, right? Now, after COVID, I don't know if anyone uses Shade DQ, but Redken was not dialed in their numbers, and they went up a drastic $2 per Shade DQ. And that kind of was an uproar. And you all heard an uproar when clients were coming back after the pandemic. They were getting their hair done, and they were shocked because they were like, when did hair become such a big expense? Is because people were they realized they weren't raising their prices every year. And there was these big dramatic $50, $75 increases.
Yeah.
And people felt it. So you don't want to increase hugely over time. I mean, you want to slowly increase. That way your client doesn't feel it all at once from everywhere. The grocery store, everything.
And that's the problem is there's inflation, and then they're feeling inflation everywhere, and then you come in and you go up $50 to $100. So it's like the client's just getting hit from everywhere.
But $10, like, okay, that's reasonable, or however much you need to, because even if you have 4 clients a day and you raise your prices an extra $10 each service, that's an extra $40 a day. Okay, may not seem like much, but $40, you work 5 days a week, that's an extra $200 a week. And then I know there's 52 weeks in a year, but let's give you two weeks off. That's an extra 10 grand a year in your business.
Man, that's huge. I mean, that's a huge difference. That's a lifestyle difference of being able to go on vacation or
investing
giving money to your kids. I mean, that's just a lot of money.
And this is just like a little example. This is your business and this is your life. So tweak it how you want, but those slow increment once a year raises, you can do it even, I hear people do it twice a year, is great. It slowly helps the client it helps put them in their budget.
Yeah, for sure. Which leads us to the next thing, right?
Yes. Transparency. Okay. People don't want to feel sticker shocked or feel duped after the service, especially in today's environment and economy. And I used to get so anxious when clients would be like, well, how much are you charging? What's your price? And most times they just kind of want to fully be aware of what they're walking into, not because they don't think you're worth it. They just want to make sure that they can fit in their budget and plan accordingly.
So I have a question for everyone. I'm sure you've all raised your prices. So how did your clients react when you did? Was it smooth? Was it a challenge? Did it feel awkward? Did you feel like, I don't know, icky? Like, share your experience. How did that go down? I'm curious to know. Because I know it can be like the first time. It can be, if you don't set those boundaries from the get-go, it can be tough. Diana, that's exactly what we're getting ready to go into right now.
Yep. We have a few different options for you guys.
I always feel icky doing it. Yeah, Sarah. And I think maybe if you know the numbers behind your business and you're just upfront with your clients, you'll start to build those boundaries, and your clients will treat you like the business that you are.
And I'm not going to lie, like, not having a relationship with money and being comfortable talking is so common in the world. Like, I used to feel so icky every time I would try to talk to clients, or like so embarrassed, or try to have the front desk charge people. It's like, it was all in my head too. The first time you talk to people, it's just like going to the gym. It gets better and better, I promise.
Yeah, and Megan's saying it's easy for most, but then I lost a few clients because I was too expensive. And that always hurts when it's a super close client. Yeah, we'll jump into how maybe to tackle that, Megan. But and then Diana's saying, first time I did it was when I left my salon and went to my suite. So clients didn't say anything regarding it because I think they just knew it was something I had to do and what I deserved to do. Awesome. That's great. And that's a great attitude to have, Diana. Hannah's saying she moved to a smaller town, so I've had to look lower and I feel icky. Most stylists include haircuts in their services. And I'm like, oh, losing another 50. Yeah.
Yeah. And that is so tough when everyone else around you is charging $50 less. You're like, okay, how can I elevate this experience? How can I make sure like they see my $50 worth? I already know you're worth that extra $50.
Yeah.
Prove to them, be like, this is the best haircut, you know, or give them that experience. It sucks. But if that is so challenging when you're like trying to bring the whole town up around you. You're like, come on, let's charge our worth.
Yeah. And don't you have, not saying Hannah to move or anything like that. Don't you have some coworkers that drive like 45 minutes each way because they're getting that bigger town
yes.
that can provide those prices? I mean, I know it sucks to drive an hour and a half, total, but if you're getting that huge jump in income, that is a potential option for you. Okay, cool. So we want to talk about implementation.
Yes. So I guess I just love to eat because I'm going to refer this back to food again.
Oh, good, Anna. Yeah, you should definitely, I mean, can't hurt to look into it, right? If the gas is worth it, or if you drive a Tesla, if the electric's worth it, whatever, it may be something to think about, or go part-time in each.
Yes, see what works best.
Yeah.
I drive 20 minutes to work because I know it's going to make it, there's more money, 20 minutes to and from work, and it gives me my time to decompress. So.
Yeah, because there's salons around you that's 5 minutes, 2 minutes from here, right? I mean, 2 blocks from here, but it's worth the drive. So, yeah.
So, like I said, talking about money is awkward, but it's sometimes in our head. And I really, really want to make sure that you guys have practice. And the best way and the example that I thought about and clicked with me is Chipotle. If you haven't been to Chipotle, try it. I love it. You're missing out. But when you go to Chipotle, there's a line, right? Like you have your chicken, your steak, your guac, your queso, everything, right? I get so excited.
Yeah, you've been there before?
So never. But everyone assumes like on the line, they're like, what can I get for you? But if you want to add guac, they immediately tell you, hey, that's going to be an extra $3. They're giving you an option. Do you still want to keep this in your bowl? This is extra. Or do you not want that? How would you feel if you went to the register and you're like, I had already planned it was going to be, I forget, they keep going on
$11 for a bowl.
$11 for a bowl. And they charged you $15. You'd be annoyed because they didn't tell you. You're like, I thought this all was included. You didn't tell me it cost more. You assumed it came with it.
It's awkward, yeah. And I add extra meat, so my bowl is like $18. It's crazy.
It is awkward though, like if you're sticker shock and you had no idea. But good thing Chipotle always tells you. And so for me, that they do. I feel like I need to tell my clients, like when they want to add a bowl balayage or a gloss or a treatment, I don't even think about it anymore. I'm like, okay, I'm going to be Chipotle. I'm like, oh yes, that's an extra $15. Do we want to do that today? They can say yes or no. Most of the times they don't care. They're like, oh, hey, yeah, thanks for letting me know. Let's do that. Or they'll think about it, like, actually, let's do that next time. They're not thinking it's awkward. We do, because we're like, they just have no idea that costs more. They think it's included.
Yeah.
So be like Chipotle and let them know before they go and feel surprised. Okay.
And we mentioned earlier, we own apartments and we charge for pet rent. But we're upfront about that. If they ask, we say, yeah, we do charge a pet rent or whatever. And we're just upfront about it. And usually no one cares. I've never really had anyone not rent from us because of that.
So for me, I don't know why, but I avoid places that aren't upfront. in the very beginning, and I don't want to feel duped. I feel like every time I go to an IV place, if I'm getting sick, they add on these extra vitamins, and I'm like, oh, perfect, yeah, bring it on. And I always get charged double. I'm like, I really wish they would have told me that. Like, I'm never coming back here, and it just isn't worth it. Like, if I would have paid for it, if they would have been upfront, it just feels kind of schemy. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about some things that you can implement, and everyone's going to be so different, but I do want everyone to get their phones out to take some pictures of these options.
And we did 3 different options because everyone has a different personality type. And I know you've used all 3 of these options over time, right?
Yes.
So walk them through one, babe.
Okay. So I know a lot of our clients will do emails, post on their socials, and talk to them in person. So you can do whatever is the best for you guys. But I always tell my clients, like, I have a lot of older clients. So like a lot of them don't have social media. So when I check them out, I check them out before I book the next appointment. I always say, hey, Sally, I wanted to let you know that starting X date, there will be a price increase for my service. This allows me to continue to provide you with the best products and techniques and care. Thank you. And sometimes you can just leave it at that. Or you can say, thank you so much for understanding and your loyalty. If this does not work with your budget, I would be more than happy to sit you down and discuss spacing your appointments out that will work for your budget. If not, I'm happy to refer you to someone who I trust that has a price point that works in your budget. And I look forward to seeing you at your next service. And you can text these too. Not once has the client ever said one thing. Most of the time, they're like, I was surprised that you haven't gone up before. Like, people are not going to be shy for $10, $15. They're still going to come to you. They love you. They love the way you do the hair. Or $5. I went up $5 sometimes. It's just making sure that your profit margins are where they need to be.
Also, I think it's important that I know you're staying up on your education. You're doing classes. I know you do a lot of classes. You're buying new equipment.
You're taking your time on Wednesday night doing this.
Yeah. You're doing this right now. And so it's like the clients don't see that. So you guys are like badasses. You're improving yourself and you're educating yourself and making sure you stay up on the latest and greatest hair techniques. So why don't you deserve the same, treatment that normal, even W-2 salary people get?
Yeah. W-2 salaries get a bonus
or a raise every year as well, or whatever. So it's the same thing. You deserve the same thing. And so treat yourself like that.
So I'm going to put option 2 up here. I wanted to take a moment to thank you for my continued trust in me. It's because clients like you that I'm able to continue doing what I love. As of X date, there will be a slight increase in my prices. This decision was not easy, but it's necessary to ensure I continue delivering this quality service you deserve. If this change does not align with your current budget, please feel to reach out. I'm happy to discuss options that may work better for you or refer you to someone with rates more in line with what you're looking for. Thank you for understanding. I look forward to seeing you in your next appointment.
I mean, how could someone be mad at that? I mean, especially if you're only going up $5-10, but if you're going up $100, it doesn't really matter what you say. That's just such a huge increase that they may balk at that a little bit.
Or they may love you.
Yeah. Well, they may love you instead.
I haven't gone up $100, but I do know someone that did drastically go up on her prices, but she was very, very involved in the education. She had a wait list. So it really depends on your business. Yeah. I am not that hustler. Do not have a wait list like that. So
you are a hustler, but yeah.
This is
last option here. Go ahead. Sorry.
Option 3. And you can say this when you're checking people out. Just be like, hey, I want to be upfront with you due to rising costs and supplies and continued investments in my skills. I'll be increasing my service prices starting X date. Okay. I'm committed to keeping my services as accessible as possible while maintaining the high quality you've come to expect. I understand that this might be an adjustment. I truly appreciate your support and understanding. If you have any concerns, feel free to reach out. I'd love to talk to you if you have any questions. I look forward to continuing to work together. This
is more of someone who's like more direct and like it says upfront, someone that has no problem being direct with somebody. So any of these 3 options are great. I think they'll all work. And hopefully it's something that you can use when you're talking about increasing or adding services to your clients.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are just examples, but like I said, I always tell them before I check out with the next price increase. And I encourage you guys to do it before the holidays and then before the new year. That's why we kind of wanted to do this now, making sure that you knew your profit, knew your margins, and putting that price increase and having those transparent conversations. Be Chipotle. Make sure they know that not everything is included. And just be transparent and just try to remember what you want going into it.
Syntax campaigns. What do you think?
I think it's totally appropriate to text the clients this. I think that's okay. And I know a lot of my clients or my coworkers have done that. I don't have a problem with that, but some people may. So this is your business. You do how you feel is the best for you.
And don't you have a lot of older clients that may want that in person
Yes.
talk?
You can do both.
Or if they're younger, the text probably would be good.
Yeah.
Right.
I've done both and I've never gotten any flack from both. I think it's super important to, if you do want to do a text, like a big mass text, it's super easy. But yeah, just being in person, transparent when people are like, I want tip outs and all this stuff, just automatically tell them, hey, this is gonna be extra. Do we want to do this today? Nope. Okay, great. Move on. Continue the service. Know your base pricing. If you want to include the tip outs or bowl balayage in your base pricing, put that in your profit margin and just don't give them all. Like, just put that in your base pricing.
And that's why it's important to know your profit percentage take home, because as costs rise, and if you're doing these numbers, at least I would say twice a year, okay? Do it in December, January, or do it in June and July. You'll notice if your profit percentage is starting to decrease, you're either spending too much money on your expenses or you're not charging enough, or both. So that's how Coca-Cola knows how much to raise their prices, because they are gauging that and looking at it on a regular basis. And so hopefully you'll do that now too. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. So on to plant the seed with the clients. How about, what do you think about that?
Are you talking about with like add-ons or like a price increase? Because like, I know, I haven't done a sign, but if that works for you, like totally do that. But like for the price increase. Oh yes. If you want to plant the seed, for me, I don't think it needs to be in their face if you're talking to them about it and sending them a text, but it's totally up to you if you just want full transparency.
My barber did that, and I didn't really care. I mean, either way, it just depends on the person, right?
Yeah, I do not cut his hair. I make him go to a barber. So it really just depends on you, but I love that you're wanting to put in the text, the sign, like that is full transparency, and that's amazing. And you know your business better than I do, and I think that's great.
Before we do the giveaway real quick.
Yes, we're going to do $100 Amazon giveaway.
Yeah. So we have two things to ask of you, if you don't mind.
I love it. I'm glad I'm not alone.
So if you noticed, we are hosting this on YouTube. This is our first time hosting it on YouTube. I hope that it's coming across okay, and like you can hear us and see us okay. On our end, it looks like you can, but I just want to make sure we're doing this on YouTube for the first time. We're trying to grow our YouTube channel. We have like 62 subscribers now. So we're in the early stages of it. So if you could please, at the end of this masterclass, subscribe, and hopefully you can watch some of our videos that come out. We do a lot of video topics like this. So it would mean the world to us if you don't mind subscribing to us. And make sure to just follow along as we release new videos. We would love to have you guys.
And yeah, just give us suggestions of what you guys want to see more of like the business side of Behind the Chair.
Yeah.
We talk about a ton of things. So we just want to make sure that it's value to you guys and you guys can use this behind the chair in your daily life. So.
Oh, you're the best, Diana. I just got a notification.
So we do want to talk a little bit about what it looks like to work with us. This is the roadmap of what our clients work with us. So in the first phase, it's really creating your dream lifestyle, having that relationship with money. And the reason behind not having money at the end of the year and confused of where it all goes is really just because you didn't have a plan from the beginning. And it's so important to have that relationship with money, not for your business, not only for your business, but for your personal life too.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the second phase is we really get into the nitty gritty, and I'm talking like foils, like how much you're understanding your service costs are. I know we just kind of briefly did this, but we really just make sure that you're understanding exactly where you are in your profit margins.
And then the third thing we have in our community is taxes, which I think is probably one of the most underrated parts of this course. We should definitely talk about this more. We have a CPA on our team. He's like one of my best friends. He's a certified public accountant in the state of Oklahoma and Nevada. Yeah. And it's like having a CPA in your back pocket. Literally, like he's in our Facebook community. If you have a question, can I write this off? Paul's on there and he will answer it immediately. So Paul has a part in the community where he talks about what you can write off, what deductions look like. Question: if you're interviewing new CPAs, these are the questions you need to ask.
How to set your business up for success.
Yeah. Should I do an LLC, an S corp, partnership, corporation, just stay a sole proprietor? What are the benefits of all those? And so I love the fact that if you're doing your tax return with a CPA, or if you're doing your own tax return, if you have a question about a form on the tax return, Paul's right there. And that's, I think, one of the coolest parts of this course. And then the fourth and final thing
is this is Brad's time to shine, setting your future self up. This is, we want to make sure that you're not just making money, but your money is growing. We go over so many different investing options, not only just for your retirement, but short-term investing, just making sure that your money is growing and working for you. That's the name of the game, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So this is really, it's a pretty comprehensive course, but we boil it down into like 4 steps into a roadmap, so it feels digestible and doesn't feel overwhelming.
Yes.
So if you're interested in learning more and want to book a call with us,
we would love. Yeah, we always book a call with everyone before we work with anyone. We just want to make sure you know what you're getting yourself into, and that make sure that we can help you. And we want to go for your goals and just make sure that it's a perfect fit.
Exactly. So unless anyone has any questions,
we're going to do our
giveaway. But any questions before we wrap up?
Yes. And you can ask us anything. And if it's personal, you can always DM me at any time too.
Yeah, exactly. So you want to tell them about the giveaway?
Yeah. So we're going to do a $100 giveaway to Amazon. So all you need to do is take a picture and
it's okay. I got you.
Yes.
Yeah. So put in your stories, and you don't have to say whether you loved or liked or didn't like the masterclass. Just be honest and just shout us out in your stories, and that will enter you into the giveaway. And we'll do the giveaway in the morning.
Yes, I'm going to do a spin of the giveaway of all the names. Tag us so that we see it to enter your name in there. We want to make sure that everyone gets a fair chance. And then we'll do the spin on our stories, and we will send you guys that Amazon gift card.
And we hope this was helpful. You learned something, and we plan on doing different variety of topics every few weeks. So we're going to continue to do these every few weeks and hopefully build a community.
Yes. So if there's something that you guys want to see in the future as well,
definitely
let us know.
Yeah, we did a few weeks ago. We did getting out of debt. We had our CPA do an entire masterclass on everything that has to do with your taxes.
And these are little snippets of
Instagram.
Sorry.
Yeah, Instagram.
I just started TikTok, so I don't know how to do the TikTok stories yet. Don't judge me. Oh my gosh,
thanks,
Trisha. Thank you.
Cool.
You guys, thank you, Hannah.
Yeah, thank you guys
appreciate you
so much. Seriously, for showing up on I know this is probably the last thing you want to do on your.
Yes, we appreciate you guys, and we want to make sure we add the most value. So we hope you guys did get so much out of this.
Yeah, so tag us in your stories to enter, and then we'll see you in the morning when we spin.
Yes.
Thank you, Diana. Appreciate it, guys. Have a good night, y'all.